Okay friends, today I'm going to show you how to make the house model for the dioramas. I am going to make mine very small so that you can see it on the screen, so it's not too big, so you can understand what I'm doing. So just like with your dioramas, if you're making the 3D diorama, use what you can. Yours might have to be small too. It just depends on what you have at hand, like on hand at home. So what I'm gonna do is we have to turn this into a square. So I'm just using part of a file folder. So sometimes you gotta get creative, cereal box, file folder, whatever you can find, but you'll want a little bit more of a sturdy piece of paper. And what's nice about these file folders is the paper is a little bit more sturdy. But the first thing we need to do is turn this into a square shape. So I'm actually going to fold this paper over. If you were here whenever we made our snowflakes this year, this should be familiar to you. So we have to start with a square piece of paper. So I'm folding this over so I know where to cut. So I'm going to cut off all of the excess paper. So all of the extra paper is gotta go. It's gotta go. And now I can open this up and know that I have a square. You could also use like a ruler or tape measure, but that's just the quickest, easiest way for me to do it. So now that I have a square piece of paper, I am going to fold this in half. That's the only bad thing about folding it at an angle whenever you're going to cut the square is then you kind of have that crease in your paper. So just know that that is something that will happen. And then I'm going to open it back up since this is thick, and then I'm going to fold it the other way. So essentially what I'm doing is folding it into fourths like this. I'm just opening this up before I fold it again, just to make it easier to fold since it is thicker paper. So the goal is to have that plus sign. So it's a vertical fold line and the horizontal fold line. So then what you're going to do is take a pair of scissors and you're going to cut on one of your creases just straight up to that middle point. Do not go past. We're not cutting this into separate pieces. We want this to stay one piece of paper. So I'm cutting it to the middle, and then you want to crease these. The better you crease them, the better your diorama will stand up. And then you're going to crease this here on the side. So even if you need to fold it over, open it up, fold it over, really crease it. I use the side of my thumb, use like your scissors, anything to make that crease nice and crisp. And then you're going to slide this over top of the other, and then you have your little 3D room. So yes, this is very small. You would probably want to be able to use something bigger, but like I said, just do the best you can with what you have. These do not have to be big. If they are bigger, you don't want to glue these pieces of paper together just because of storage, but since we don't have to store them all in one room, since you have your own place for them, that's up to you. So we never really glue ours together. We just kind of leave them flat so we can fold them up. But if you'd like, you can glue or tape those together, and that way you have your room. So you'll have the floor and the walls. So that's what you will be working on first, is designing your flooring and the walls. And again, if your diorama is small like this, that is absolutely fine. Just know that it is hard to work small just because then you have to make even smaller furniture, so it'd be really teeny tiny. But just do the best you can with what you have, and we're just trying to make the best of what we're working with here. So if you didn't quite understand what to do, rewind, go back in the video, and you can play it again and do it right along with me.